Jude Romano, the Insurance Goat. Welcome to another episode of the Insurance Goat Show, where we give entrepreneurs a chance to tell their story. And today, we got Gal Suits. Gal Suits with us here today. Gal, talk to me. Every time I see you, you're in a suit. You're in like a three-piece suit every time I see you.
Why wouldn't I be? This is a two-piece at least, but it is custom, so I'm good with that.
Custom.
Little Ozana branding right there.
Talk to me.
Well, because listen, you never know when. Here, I used to work in transit, not for nothing, and I used to carry a suit with me every time I left work because I never knew when my next appointment was. So I'm always ready to go. That's why I wear a suit everywhere. Somebody called me right now to sell their house. I'm leaving here and going.
No shit. You used to be in transit.
Yeah.
That's nice. That's interesting.
I used to be covered in grease in the morning and wear a suit in the afternoon, and nobody knew.
So the suit story essentially is you always want to be prepared.
Just be ready. Yeah. I tell my agents that too. I'm like, throw a suit in your car. Like if you're doing something, put a suit in your car. And I've been right every single time because they'll get a call, and all of a sudden they're at the gym, and they have to get an appointment, and then they're not wearing a suit. They don't have it in the car. I'm like, what'd I tell you? That's what happens.
So I'll tell you this. I really respect that, and I actually love that, and now I can understand the story. Right. But I'm going to tell you that I am never going to have a suit in my car just in case shit happens, because I wore that suit for JP Morgan for 15 years, and I absolutely...
So you resent the suit?
I resent the suit.
You want me to go take it off?
No, it's good for you. But for me, like, you know, even if I go into real estate, you know, who knows? Maybe I go into real estate. I'm showing up like this.
You look comfortable, though.
Yeah, I'm comfortable. That's when I perform my best. But you look comfortable. You look like you worked out today. Did you work out today?
I worked out today. 5:45 in the morning, I was at the gym.
So if a suit looked as good on me as it does with you, then
you want to listen? What we'll do is take a break here. Well, I'll change into your clothes. You change into mine, and we're good.
So, you look better in mine. Gal, seriously, thank you so much, man. Thank you for coming on. Really inspired by your story. True story. Really inspired by your story. So happy to share it with everyone. And you kind of came into it a little bit before, but let's elaborate a little bit more. Tell me about life for Gal Ozana before real estate.
Before real estate.
Yeah, before real estate.
Well, before real estate, you know, I won't get too into it, but I'll give you the quick, like, 10,000-foot view. I was a 20-year-old kid trying everything and anything. I owned a mechanic shop. I did, you know, transit. I did Wall Street, too. I was on Wall Street for a little while. I got my 7. And then I found real estate. And then when I realized what I was, why I fell into real estate is because I loved Wall Street to a degree. I love fixing things to a degree. Combine both of them, you have real estate.
Wow.
So I can go ahead and fix and flip a house, right? I can still be in a sales aspect, and I can still get my hands dirty. I got both sides of it.
Yeah, and I've noticed that, like, just from following you on social media and stuff. Aside from actually owning a real estate company, it seems, correct me if I'm wrong, but it seems like you also engage with finding homes that maybe need work, rehab.
Oh, it's my favorite thing to do.
Yeah.
Favorite thing to do. I just came from a building that needs to be finished. So you can't see it on camera, but my shoes are dirty. You know?
So the guy who always has a suit is not afraid to get dirty.
Oh no! I got a picture on a pile of bricks. I got pictures of me putting flooring down because the guy that was doing it didn't do it right. So I got down and did it. I was like, move over, because I know I grew up learning how to work with my hands and do those things. So I'm not afraid to go ahead and get dirty because I know what I'm doing when I walk into that room.
Sure.
You know, I feel like if I'm going to lead people or to guide people down a path, I should know what I'm talking about.
Absolutely.
So when I'm saying, hey, put that floor down, I know how to do that.
You know what they call that, right?
What?
That's good leadership.
Thank you.
There's a lot of people that, you know, I respect that. There's a lot of people who want to share, this is what you should do, this is how you do it, but they've never done it.
Lead by example.
Yeah, no
question.
question.
I don't think you can lead by pointing your finger.
No question.
You know?
Agreed, 100%. So, I mean, so obviously this is your story on how you get into real estate, right? But has there been anyone significant who's helped you out along the way?
Yeah, I would say there's like, you know, you take bits and pieces from everybody you meet. And, you know, I had, you know, having conversations with realtors, having conversations with builders, having conversations with contractors, and mainly my father too. You know, you take bits and pieces to, you know, and combine it into something that makes yourself. So, you know, I can say a lot of people inspired me.
Sure.
You know, and not just a specific person, because I learned from everybody I meet.
You know, I try to take a little bit away from everyone that I can, as much as I can, right? I'm always looking for words of inspiration, and it could be the smallest thing. It could be the smallest thing, man. And So I can't agree more. But it seems like your father has been a big instrumental role model for you.
Oh yeah,
In
no,
what
definitely. I
you've
just drove him
done.
to the airport this morning. He came up here, helped me with some properties, went back down.
No,
He's in Florida
that's
now.
great. He's in Florida. What part of
Yeah,
Florida is he in?
Tampa. He just moved
Tampa.
down like a year ago.
Nice,
So,
nice.
I mean, the saying goes, if you're the smartest person in the room, you're in the wrong room.
Yeah, no question.
That's what I'm saying. So you can learn from everybody.
Yeah, that's something that I don't want to say I just learned, but I've been really focused on over the last 3 years. Is just, not trying to be in a room full of people who don't really understand my direction, my vision, because then they start
Yeah.
questioning what I'm doing because they don't get it. They're not aligned.
Right, right.
You
No,
know?
that makes sense. I mean, you wanna be in a room where people understand you and you can speak to them and they listen.
Yeah.
My biggest thing is I'm not a loud person by any means,
Right.
right? I'm quiet, but I listen. I listen to what somebody's saying. I hear them out, and I want to understand where they come from. That's how I learn.
Absolutely. Listening is the most. And you said you're not a loudspeaker, right?
No,
Didn't
no.
didn't Shane say before we started that he had to move the volume on your mic up or something?
Yeah, he's fixing it right now.
Yeah. Don't worry. Even if you're low, Gal, what I'd love to know about you and truthfully anyone who comes on and tells their story as an entrepreneur, this is something
I like
that
the
I'm
way you
always
say that. Entrepreneur.
entrepreneur. What?
Say it again.
With an accent?
I don't know what it is.
Entrepreneur.
Entrepreneur.
How do you say it?
Entrepreneur. I don't know. I feel like you say it or whatever.
Listen, I don't know. I'm in Red Bank now, but I guess I still have the New York accent. I don't
little
know.
bit.
I don't know. But so one of the questions that intrigued me the most about entrepreneurs is, talk to me about your lowest point in life before the success you find today.
Ooh. All right. So there was a specific moment that stands out to me. I was working 3 jobs, just got my real estate license, and I was working. It was about 21-hour days.
Oh,
Actually, 21-hour
legit.
days. Yeah, I worked from a company called Bombardier.
Okay.
I was working overnights at them there, and I was working the mornings at Transit, and I would go home to sleep 3 hours. Mind you, one's in the Bronx, one's in Newark. So I would drive all the way around. So total time was about 21 hours. So a lot of times I would go there and just sleep on a train, right? While trying to get my real estate career off the ground, right? So now I'm going ahead and I'm during my lunch breaks, people are eating, right? Like normal, you eat your lunch on your lunch breaks. I'm not doing that. I'm on the phones calling, trying to get business because I know I can't do this forever. Sleeping on a train, couch surfing a little bit. It was like, a couple week period, but essentially I was homeless at that point, until I was able to close on my house. So that was like, one of those points where I'm like, wow, I really can't do this forever. And it does suck. And I said, you know what? I got to go a little bit harder. That little bit harder landed me in the hospital. I actually collapsed from working so much. I went 187 days without a single day off, took the one day off and went right back to work. So that was but listen, it made me who I am today. So I can't complain too much about it.
I absolutely. And I'm honestly, I'm so happy that you just shared that because it just solidifies my thought process on most people who see things from the outside, right? So me not knowing that, or someone else not knowing that, look at Gal, look at who Gal is today, look at the success you've bring, the real estate company that you lead, and they don't know that Gal has worked 21 hours and slept on the train and skipped lunch and collapsed and ended up in a hospital. That's the real story.
Yeah, it's easy to see, like, everybody's clapping for you at the end, but when you're going through it, nobody sees it,
No. I mean, look, even me, myself, I mean, I've had a high level of respect prior to even doing the show with you, but just sharing that, you went from a 3 to a 10, Gal.
Appreciate that.
What made you choose to become a broker?
That's an easy one for me, honestly. I went into the industry ready to work, and look for guidance, and there was none. There's almost virtually no guidance in it. And then I tried to, bounce around a few places, and I realized that it's pretty much you got to do this on your own. So when I realized that, I said, I'm going through all this. I'm learning all this stuff on my own. And remember I told you I was taking pieces from everybody. I was calling agents, asking them questions so I can get the help because I didn't know. So, you try to take some classes, you try to do different things, right? So I saw there was a big gap in the industry that agents don't help. They're 1099s. Everybody's for themselves.
Right.
Nobody wants to help each other in the industry, essentially. So I said, if that's the case, I'm going to go out and do it on my own and kind of change that. There was a lack of social media. There's a lack of, of e-sign. There was a lack of all that missing in my specific market at that point. But I wanted to bring that to the industry. And To be honest with you, I thought I was going to do it myself. I called the company Ozana Realty. I just thought it was going to be after me. I didn't realize other people had the same issue that I was having. And that's pretty much what led to my success. I saw a problem. I did it essentially for me. I fixed that problem that I saw the industry having, and other people agreed with that and came on board.
So easy for you to be a leader when they felt that you solved an issue that they were also facing.
Yeah, when you're a brand new agent and you have no idea what to do, where to go, how to go about things, and there's an 80% failure rate in my industry.
Right.
We don't have those numbers in my office. I'm going to give you the tools to succeed that I wasn't given because I already went through that problem.
Tell me about some of the pros and cons of leading a real estate organization.
Pros and cons. Pros, I mean, listen, the best job I have so far is helping people. To be honest with you, I love that. That's been like the best situation I've had so far. I'm able to take somebody who's struggling, somebody who needs guidance, and turn them into producers. And that's essentially what's happening. They want to get into this career, and I'm able to help them. That's my biggest pro, more than anything. The cons to it, it's very time consuming,
Sure.
And you have, yesterday I had 95 phone calls to my phone throughout the day. I'm like, that's just kind of part of the job where it's, you're never off. There's no days off. It's 7 days a week. Answer your phone. They need help. There's always an emergency situation that happens, or they feel like it's an emergency, I'd say, right?
Yeah.
And you want to be there for them. So me, that's sometimes a con where you want to take a day off for yourself and you realize you have to be there.
So Gal, tell me, how has the Ozana brand grown over the past 3 years?
We started 4 years ago, and I think from me being a single agent and bringing one person on board, it was me and Kevin, it skyrocketed. We're talking about 60 agents at one time. We let go of a lot of people because we felt like they weren't serious about it.
Sure.
But it skyrocketed more than I can ever anticipate. We bought a small little office, and I was like, oh, this could be good for a while. And then we outgrew it within the first 6 months, right? We bought a second office. Said, I'm going to be good here for 2-3 years at least. I outgrew that in 3 months. It's just, phenomenal growth. Social media has been a huge part of that. And, when I first did the social media, everybody laughed at me. Like, what are you doing? And then people are saying, hey, listen, I've been watching your content. I really want to be here at Ozana. I want to come to that point. So, the response that I'm getting from that is just, phenomenal.
Yeah. No, and actually, you kind of started touching on it, but another question I had for you was how has social media helped your agency and your branding?
Social media is everything. I mean, if you're not on social media at this point, I mean, you're doing something wrong. I think that taking Ozana to where Ozana Realty to where it's going and where it's been has been directly from social media. You take the videos, the content we're posting, people want to see that. They want to know, how many young agents I have in my office that come to me for an interview, and they'll say, I picked you. When I Googled, real estate, when I did hashtag real estate, you came up constantly showing up,
Sure.
constantly putting content out there, constantly showing, hey, this is what it's like being in this industry and in our office.
Strategic, though.
Letting us know that, we're real people.
Right.
No different, You're not some big company, I won't say any names, but I'm not some big company. They don't know who the owner is. I'm right here,
So what would you say, what would your message be to realtors out there who are struggling with direction?
Find a mentor. That's the biggest thing I can say. Find a mentor. Get somebody, it doesn't have to be me, but find somebody who's going to take you and guide you along the path and truly want the best for you. If you're not getting the guidance you need, leave. Find a different place to be at.
Yeah, powerful. Where do you see the Ozana brand over the coming years?
It's a big picture. We would like to be multiple states and being able to help as many agents as possible. That's really what it comes down to, is how many people we can touch and how many people we can help out, and it really is what it comes down to.
So as far as the Ozana brand, that's what you see. Where do you see Gal in the next 5 years? Where's Gal in the next 5 years?
I'm wherever Ozana is at this point, and I'm going to go ahead and keep going these long-term goals, I sometimes minimize them and say, hey, this goal, then this goal, then this goal keeps me going forward every single day. So, we could say a huge, massive company, but, at the end of the day, if I'm helping the agents actually succeed, it's more important than having 1,000 people with me,
Yeah. So you're not focused on how many agents you
No,
have, but
that's irrelevant to me.
quality.
Quality over quantity all day.
Yeah.
You know, we can have 10 people. You know, I'd rather have that than 1,000 people who don't want to do this or be part of this.
Most importantly, what keeps Gal going? What keeps you going and continuing to be inspired every single day?
There's always a new problem, a new thing to figure out, a new thing to solve. So it keeps me stimulated that way, where it's like, you know, able to fix something and go through something. And that's what really keeps me going every single day, that I know I need to get up because somebody out there needs me to help them fix something.
I myself am very pleased to learn the things that I've learned about you today. I wish you and your team nothing but continued success. And, you know, at the Insurance Coach Show, the words we live and die by. Keep going. Thank you so much, Gal.